Welcome to Climbing Clouds. I wanted to say thank you for all the likes and subscribes. I had to take a week to heal. I was I'm healing a long-term chronic asthma issue that I've had it my entire life, and decided to actually take time with a naturopath doctor. So I really appreciate just anybody connecting with this channel in general. I'm trying to live my most optimal health as well, and I want this for everyone. This is a high vibe connection here on this channel. And so part of that is just me also living that out in my own life. So anyways, I challenged myself to really look into, I was having really bad hay fever, and really glad I took some time to step back. So here I'm back now, and I'll be posting regular readings. Let's get right into this. What I'm doing is exploring this week with light and shadow. And I was going to do a pick-up pile reading, which I will do, but I don't have my crystals with me, and I want the stones and crystals for that one. So this is a pre-draw to that, and it's a blended drawing of light and shadow. This will just, if you're honing into this and you're connecting with this reading for any reason, it's just connecting you to the concepts, the energy, and I'm taking it almost like a pre-draw, just to whet the appetite, so to speak. And then I'm going to actually move into a pick-a-pile with the same concepts, so it'll be more separated in the next reading, whereas it's more merged right now. And it'll be more of a general reading between both light and shadow, which is so important in our consciousness. You can't have one without the other. They are equal, unbiased. It's not a good or bad type of, black and white. It's light work and shadow work, and they are coincidental with each other. Let's look into that as a reading, though. I wanted to look into it as a evolving creative. It's for the creative collective. When you are creatively evolving, embracing both your light and your shadow work is so important, and it's coming from different realms of perspective. But in looking at it as a whole, it was interesting. These are the 3 cards that I drew to represent this. So we have Potential, which is the Fool card in mainstream tarot. This is the Night Goddess deck that I'm using. So potential, it's like your full potential, and the number 0. The Fool's Path, which, as we know, is the wisest in the deck, because you're embarking on an adventure wholeheartedly from the perspective or mind's eye of the inner child, and embodying both light and shadow puts you on your path for your full potential. I think that's really wonderful. Gorgeous way to start this reading. This embodies both the light and the shadow. Definitely, wholeheartedly. And I would say that if you can even look at it like the masculine and the feminine, in Eastern philosophy, the feminine would be the shadow, and the masculine would be the light. So we have moon and sun, and those elements, night and day, and you can't have one without the other. So that's kind of how I'm embracing this, so that you have a concept of that it's unbiased, both light and shadow. Okay, and then we have the 6 of Wands, which is ruled by fire, a fire element. And it's a card of victory. It's an element of victory. It's feeling very upbeat, progressive, and attaining. You're attaining. When you are in your full capacity, this potential that you're walking into, this embracing your light and your shadow completely, being really honest with yourself about both, there's a sense of victory creatively. And then this is, I don't think this could be even more poignant. It's justice, ruled by Libra, but the scales are in balance with the light and the shadow. So, and it's that balance between the two. It's the balance that's so important to keep in mind. Okay, so that's how we're starting it out. Now let's look into each of these and delve into this further. I'm going to use, this is a sun and moon deck, actually, and you can see the mandala on there. I have a mandala in the background. Mandalas are all about balance and the unification of the mind, the unification of complete balance. That's what a mandala is. It's a meditation tool visually to achieve that feeling of balance. So what do you need to balance in your life in order to feel like you really are on the path for your full potential? What shadow and light elements are we looking at here? What is going to come through this reading? Okay, I've got the Two of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. I'm not going to do any reversals with this reading. So this is really interesting. We have the feeling of union, the masculine and the feminine, the yin yang, right? And coupled with the beginning of security and a sense of being able to really tap into your own resources. With that, embracing that holistic approach. Okay. Oh, this is really nice. We have the Sun and we have the Hierophant, which typically is very much, when I see the Hierophant in this reading, immediately I think of like an authority type energy. It's like the knowing, the tree of knowledge here. This guy is meditating by the tree of knowledge. And it's very much rooted in the grounded energy. It's ruled by Taurus. It's very tradition-based, and it kind of oversees like that sense of maintaining balance within a mindset, like following the rules of nature, following the norms and the traditions that are laid out before you by your ancestors, thinking about the past and the future and in accordance to the laws of your communities, and thinking about the young and the old, and not just yourself. It's like definitely a bigger picture authority thinking. Term, it's a perspective of the whole picture, the big picture. So why are we getting the Hierophant? Let's draw from a different deck and look into this further. What is going on for the collective with the shadow and light from a collective perspective creatively? So we have the Page of Wands with the Queen of Wands and the Six of Cups. So now 6 is coming through again. 6 is typically very balanced in tarot. This is a really cool picture. You have this giant person watching miniature people let off their balloons, like a family collaborating with the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is typically the soulmate card, and it has to do with your past and like a sense of nostalgia. Okay. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which is very much rooted in attracting, passionately. It's very fire driven. It's very confident. And then the Page of Wands. So I'm sensing like a sense of passion with community ties, with the inner child, and with your memories, and like having a sense of not forgetting where you came from with these being together in looking at the Hierophant energy. Why we asked why the Hierophant. So there's like a sense of roots within this system that is really important to maintaining the balance of the shadow and the light, which makes a lot of sense. And then I've got these two cards wanting to come through the reading, the Prince of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. So this is all about maintaining a sense of power, centering, and standing or taking action on your integrity and your truth, being extremely honest and willing to take action on that, to have merit, basically. Okay, I want to look into another deck now. What needs to come through for the Creative Collective in the merging of the shadow and the light? Yeah, wow. And this goes right along with what we just talked about, the standing in your truth and having merit, integrity. This is honesty. The card of honesty is coming through. It's a 26. That adds up to 8. To me, this is like having a sense of karmic balance and understanding, like being really pure with your sense of karma, with others, with yourself, and standing in your truth so that you can karmically have a sense of integrity with everything that you're doing. It's like the rule of, there's an old Cherokee rule of relationship. It's just like, it's kind of like the do unto others as to yourself. But there's this whole sense of code, and that's how you maintain good karma. You follow the code of ethics that are there. It's kind of like do unto others as to yourself. Walk in peace. Leave everywhere that you go better than you found it. Carry through what you're doing with others and for others. Think about their perspective, not just your own. If you hurt another person, you're ultimately hurting yourself. It's having that level of responsibility. And so I see this as a very important central sense of, almost like the candle. If the candle itself were the elements of the light and the shadow, and then they create this flame together. And it's a very truthful, honest flame that burns with that integrity. It's very sacred. What else do we need to know going into this energy? And then I'll wrap up here soon, because this is kind of a mini draw to the bigger drawing that I'm going to do, which I'll post tomorrow when I'm home and I can have my, I wanted specific crystals for that drawing. This is the High Priestess. I'm not surprised that this came through. This is overseeing, the high priestess is kind of like the feminine to the masculine of the Hierophant. To me, I see them as a pair. And it's very much this wisdom, this timeless wisdom, this all-knowing, omniscient. It's very omniscient. This is how I'm going to end we're back to the Fool. It's so cool. So the Fool wraps up this reading. We had the beginning of the reading, we had the Fool, but it was called Potential in the Night Goddess deck. But they're both the number 0. They both are the same card. The beginning and the ending is your full potential. Wow. So wonderful. All right, so what message do we want to leave this with? And thank you for this quick draw. I'm excited to do the pick a card, the pick a pile tomorrow so tune back in and I will have it posted. Okay. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. This is exactly what I've been talking about through the entire reading. Yeah, it's the ripple effect. Wow, that's beautiful. All right, so cast your stones carefully because you are creating ripples. That is your potential. And that is the light and the shadow work together as a stone into the lake of consciousness, into everything that you're doing. You're creating a ripple effect with the shadow and the light. Thank you for climbing clouds, and I will be back soon.